Good morning, KELOLAND. At 7 minutes ahead of the hour, here's a check on our top stories. Authorities arrested 31 people from 11 states, including South Dakota, for allegedly planning to riot near a pride event in Idaho Saturday. Police found the members of the white supremacist group Patriot Front packed into the back of a U-Haul truck with riot gear and began arresting them on the side of the road. The men were standing inside the truck wearing khakis, navy blue shirts, and beige hats with white cloth face coverings. A tipster saw the group loading the U-Haul with masks and shields and told police the group looked like a little army. Police already had a heavy presence at the Pride event at the time of the arrests. The suspects were booked Saturday with misdemeanor charges of conspiracy to riot. They're scheduled to be arraigned on Monday. Sioux Falls police responded to the Nelson Park area near 10th and Cliff after a body was found last night. Investigators determined the 36-year-old man's death was alcohol-related and not suspicious. Police say the man was homeless and his relatives are being notified. Look for mosquito spraying trucks rolling into your neighborhood very soon. South Dakota is a hotbed for mosquitoes carrying West Nile. And now the city of Sioux Falls says it'll start spraying for mosquitoes possibly as early as Monday.
Absolutely glad they do that stuff because I do not like mosquitoes, and especially with my child, I'm like nervous about the diseases that the mosquitoes carry.
To find out which zone you live in and where the city will start spraying in your area, we've attached a link to an interactive map under this story on KELOLAND.com. Well, last week marked the 50th anniversary of the 1972 Black Hills flood that killed 238 people. There are landmarks in Rapid City memorializing the victims of the flood. The theme of the week-long observance was to remember, honor, and commemorate. The flood struck during the night of June 9, 1972. The following morning revealed the unimaginable destruction. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we take a look back at last week's commemorations and hear stories from those who survived the flood and how the disaster still affects them today. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. Adam?
We'll have to watch for our own potential for some active weather later this evening and overnight. Out to the west at first and then migrating east as we head overnight. We'll take one more look outside with the sun rising over Sioux Falls. Some cloud cover trying to hang tough along that frontal boundary though. 68, a westerly breeze staying light for now at 3 miles per hour. 70 in Marshall, 59 Rapid City, 65 in Pierre, 67 Aberdeen, Huron and Brookings, 66 toward Watertown, 65 in Winter. I mentioned Duluth a little bit earlier. Yeah, they're at 49 degrees this morning. Pretty chilly by June standards along Lake Superior. 64 though in the Twin Cities, 70s from Des Moines to North Platte. And some of that warmth is going to billow up today, more so as we head into Monday. There's not a whole lot happening this morning. There's that frontal boundary I mentioned before. Try to keep that cloud cover in place for a little while longer, but sunshine does win out as we head into the afternoon, only to be replaced by more cloud cover later on. A slight risk, level 2 out of 5 for severe weather in yellow, marginal toward Sioux Falls in green. That's level 1 out of 5. All forms of severe weather on the table as we head through the evening, especially out west where they have that better chance to see a little bit of everything out that way. So stay weather aware as you head through the evening and into the night as well. As Futurecast indicates, we do have that potential to see those thunderstorms hold steady even as we head into the early morning hours of your Monday. By the afternoon, we get a small break before we keep an eye on the northwestern corner of KELOLAND for another chance at strong to severe thunderstorms, which will then give way to a pretty decent afternoon overall on Tuesday, especially the further south and east you go. There's Tuesday's potential for severe weather. It's a slight risk again for Rapid City up into Mulbridge, Buffalo, and about as far northeast as Aberdeen. For the day today, we're talking about highs mainly in the 80s to near 90 degrees. Overnight low temperatures falling into the 60s to near 70 with your 7-day forecast featuring the hot day on Monday. Then a small step backward on Wednesday with a chance for some thunderstorms. But you notice through all 4 7-day forecasts, by the time you get to Saturday, it is going to get hot. Until then, a daily chance for rain Sunday through Wednesday in Aberdeen. Pierre, it's Sunday through Tuesday. Could reach the triple digits by Father's Day weekend. And last but not least, we head to Rapid City. Some showers and thunderstorms into Tuesday, but a hot weekend on the way.
That is our time for this morning. Stay tuned next for Sunday Morning on CBS. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. Authorities arrested 31 people from 11 states, including South Dakota, for allegedly planning to riot near a pride event in Idaho Saturday. Police found the members of the white supremacist group Patriot Front packed into the back of a U-Haul truck with riot gear and began arresting them on the side of the road. The men were standing inside the truck wearing khakis, navy blue shirts, beige hats with white cloth face coverings. A tipster saw the group loading the U-Haul with masks and shields and told police the group looked like a little army. Police already had a heavy presence at the Pride event at the time of the arrests. The suspects were booked Saturday with misdemeanor charges of conspiracy to riot. They're scheduled to be arraigned on Monday. Sioux Falls police responded to the Nelson Park area near 10th and Cliff after a body was found last night. Investigators determined that the 36-year-old man's death was alcohol-related and not suspicious. Police say the man was homeless and his relatives are being notified. An outdoor festival in Alexandria, South Dakota promoted green living on Saturday. The gathering was called a Homegrown Fest and included food vendors, breweries, and bands. Money raised from the festival goes to the organization Dakota Rural Action, which advocates for clean water, local food producers, and community building.
We decided it was a really important time for the state to come together and bring music and bring entertainment and food and community together to work on some causes and to raise money to support those causes.
Around 150 people attended the festival. Organizers say they plan to make it an annual event. People gathered in Falls Park Saturday to celebrate Sioux Falls' ethnic diversity. The Festival of Cultures featured music, food, and dancing throughout the afternoon. The Multicultural Center hosted this annual event as a way of drawing people from all backgrounds together for a day of fun and sharing traditions.
Invite everyone out to just taste, touch, see. It's excitement of the senses to include the whole community and just find ways to incorporate all the cultures we live with here into Sioux Falls.
Nearly 140 different languages are spoken among residents of Sioux Falls. Let's get our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. It's a quiet start to the day out there, but later this evening, I don't think it's going to be as nice, especially out west. We'll get to that in just a moment, but for now, we can enjoy the morning. Outside we go with a view north on our camera downtown. 73, a northeasterly breeze at just 3 miles per hour. We are sitting in the 70s in several locations this morning, including, like you saw in Sioux Falls, Worthington up to 70 now, 72 Brookings and Marshall, 71 Aberdeen, 74 in Sisseton, 71 toward Mitchell, with some upper 60s toward Winter and De Pere, 64 now in Rapid City, 66 in Mobridge, near 70 Yankton and Spencer. That's the air temperature, but the dew point's already creeping up into the low to mid 60s. It is going to be a little humid today, more so Monday, where we also have to deal with a lot of heat as well. Satellite and radar is quiet, but the key phrase here is for now. Later this evening, we're going to keep an eye on the potential for another round of strong to severe thunderstorms, which will roll through the area. We'll talk about that and the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Well, last week marked the 50th anniversary of the 1972 Black Hills flood that killed 238 people. There are landmarks in Rapid City memorializing the victims of the flood. The theme of the week-long observance was to remember, honor, and commemorate. The flood struck during the night of June 9th, 1972. The following morning revealed the unimaginable destruction. In tonight's Eye on KELOLAND, we take a look back at last week's commemorations and hear stories from those who survived the flood and how the disaster still affects them today. Be sure to watch tonight at 10. Riders of all vehicles are invited to take part in the Midwest Honor Flight's Honor Ride. Registration is at 12:30 at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance. The ride begins at 2:30 and includes a slow salute past the Sioux Falls VA and a stop at the South Dakota State Veterans Cemetery. Participants are encouraged to carry a picture of the veteran they wish to honor. The Angels with a Dream car show at Great Bear Recreation Park is a benefit for Make-A-Wish, South Dakota. The car show goes from noon to 3. Other activities include silent auctions, raffles, live music, and kids' activities. Admission is free. Sioux Falls Parks and Rec is hosting a paddling fair from 1 to 4 at Family Park. Boats, paddles, and life jackets will be provided. Admission is free. Food trucks will also be available. At Harrisburg, days wrap up with a Lions Club pancake feed at Liberty Elementary this morning. That's followed by a kids fishing derby at Lake Ole from 1 to 3. Adam?
Well, if you're going to be outside today, you are going to want to remember the sunscreen. The UV index today is going to be at a 9 in the very high range. Safe sun time is only going to be about 15 to 30 minutes, so keep that in mind if and when you head outside, on top of the fact that it's also going to be pretty humid as well. Here's one more look at satellite and radar. Just a few little showers trying to hang tough south and east of Yankton. Otherwise, it's going to be just about it for the morning and into the afternoon. But by the evening, we need to keep an eye on the skies one more time for an area of low pressure that's going to develop out west and then move eastward through the evening. We have a slight risk for severe weather, level 2 out of 5 in place for a large majority of KELOLAND in yellow. Towards southeastern KELOLAND, including the Sioux Falls area, it is a marginal risk level 1 out of 5, with all forms of severe weather on the table. Wind and hail are the chief concerns here in a similar manner to what we had last night. But there is also the isolated risk for a tornado or two with any invigorated storm that comes around as we head into, again, the evening into the overnight time frame. So here's Futurecast. There's 6 and 7 p.m. You can start to see those thunderstorms firing up in northwestern and western portions of the area before moving eastward overnight into very early Monday morning. So we're going to have to watch this very carefully. Be sure to stay weather aware and have the ability to get those updates to you as we go into the night. By Monday afternoon, we get a small break, but the evening will feature another chance for strong to severe thunderstorms in portions of western and northwestern South Dakota, which will move up into North Dakota overnight. The day 2 outlook for Monday and the Monday night has a slight risk level 2 out of 5 in place, once again for Rapid City, but this time headed north and east to Aberdeen, Mobridge, Buffalo, and Bison. Basically, the rest of KELOLAND from Monday, it is a marginal risk level 1 out of 5. But then after all of that, we have the hot day on Monday. Then we have even more heat by Father's Day weekend. We could even toe the line of the century mark in a couple of areas by Saturday into Father's Day Sunday. So if you do have any outdoor plans by that point, please keep this in mind and be careful and stay hydrated. Highs today in the 80s to around 90 with thunderstorms developing later in the evening and overnight. Again, some of these storms could be strong to severe. Overnight low temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees with your 7-day forecast, featuring that chance for rain early Monday morning in Sioux Falls. Then another opportunity for showers and thunderstorms by Wednesday, which will also feature a small cool down back to around 80 degrees. But by the time we reach Father's Day weekend, like I said, it is going to get very hot. Mid-90s by Saturday. We can even get a little bit warmer than that by Sunday itself. Have a great day, everybody. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.